Welcome to the Real Turf Techs podcast for the technician that wants to get real. Follow along as we talk to industry professionals and address hot topics that we all face. Along the way, we'll learn tips and tricks. I'm your host, Trent Manning. Let's have some fun. Welcome to the Real Turf Techs podcast, episode 110. Today we're talking to Mark Thomas, 15-year equipment manager at Country Club of Lincoln in Lincoln, Nebraska. Country Club of Lincoln is a private 18-hole club on 108 acres in the middle of Lincoln, established in 1903. Mark is the lone tech in the shop. He has mostly Toro equipment. Let's talk to Mark. Welcome, Mark, to the Real Turf Techs podcast. How you doing today?
I'm good. I've been excited to do this since we talked at my shop.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on and tell us how you got into the turf industry.
Well, actually, kind of like you, when I was 14, 15, I was throwing hay for $30 a day and did that for maybe a season and a half. And my neighbor, who happened to be the director of parks for park maintenance for St. Joseph, Missouri, he asked me to push mow his 1 acre lot just next to his house. And I did that a few times, and he came down and he's, why'd you move that stick? I was like, because it's going to tear up the mower. I got a job for you. I got a job for you. You turn 16. And so I turned 16. I went and talked to him, and he's like, yeah, okay, call me. And like right then, we just jumped into his parts truck and we went to the golf course. And he's like, this is the guy. This guy's going to come work for you. And I was at that job for 5 seasons after that.
Okay, just working on the crew?
Yep, just working on the crew, changing cups and coming in after school. And that was 93.
Okay.
5 years, did a couple other things in there, worked at the car wash while I was doing that and going to school or high school. Toward the end of that 5 years, I did a box making plant where we made gingery, like the kids' clothes boxes and Victoria's Secret boxes. And I did that for a whole year and it was miserable. Paid really well, but I hated being inside. I hated doing second shift and I went back and did another season on the golf course. And by that time, the superintendent had been replaced, which Dan Matson, the guy that was my superintendent, majority of the time, also do. I slept on his couch a few nights and just not wanting to go home. And he, come on, don't worry about it. I need to hear your story. I know, come on, sit on the couch.
Okay,
awesome. But then, Mike Boaz, I worked for him for like a month. He's like, what are you going to do? I was like, what do you mean? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to, it was after I graduated high school. And I was like, I don't know. I mean, this seems pretty cool. I might think about this. And so the next day he comes in with a wad of papers. It was all of the schools that had turf degrees. And so I paid through them and didn't really get much thought, just not much motivation. Ended up marrying my girlfriend at that time. And she graduated with her bachelor's. And she said, well, what do you want to do now? And I was like, I go to school for golf course management. I want to or be a superintendent. And so we found that same pile of papers and looked through it and found Georgetown Community College in Conway, South Carolina. And we just packed up and moved from Springfield, Missouri to Conway, South Carolina. And there's a couple other golf courses between St. Joseph down to Springfield, Missouri. But I did one golf course. I was an equipment manager, and then I found an assistant equipment manager. And then I found that a golf course they were building it in all of the rock in southern Missouri. And he was looking for an assistant / technician. And so I took that job, and what you learn from golf course construction, it's just figured out, make it work and go. I had mowers that had knobby tires on them just so we could get up to the tees. But yeah, just making it work, piecing stuff together and then also growing in 75 acres of Bermuda grass and growing in California style tea or greens. And just the amount of water he had on that alone, just wilt watch was ridiculous.
Was it bent grass? I guess.
Grass, yeah. And they were it's just solid sand. California is just solid sand. You put a little organite on the top of it when you're trying to get the grass to start growing, to germinate.
Yeah.
But aside from that, so yeah, went through all that and finished that growing, and he got it opened and kind of settled into that. And that was whole year like, all right, it's time to move on. So I moved to South Carolina, moved to Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
And
so why Myrtle Beach? Just because of Port Georgetown?
Exactly. Yeah. And there's 150 golf courses.
Yeah.
All strip there. So we started over Georgetown for the golf course superintendent track.
Mm-hmm.
Got my associate's bag there with them. And then when I was finishing that out, I made friends with Ben Pickney. I've heard his name actually mentioned on the podcast. He came to me and said, hey, you know what you're doing with the equipment stuff. Why don't you still be the equipment manager track? I was like, sure, I can stay another year. And so we got that knocked out, and he was super good dude. Just tons of just lots of energy. Just loved it. We were lucky. Right then was I was like right then was the peak of golf and just equipment managers. And so the shop at the school, we actually had Bernhardt, Foley, and Neary all in the same shop, and we could grind on all those different ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's cool.
And so when I started doing the term equipment manager certificate, the superintendent Ziegler. Let me back up. So I went for a barefoot resort on the FASU course. I did that full time as a student, school full time, and I did that for 2 years. And then I got to know Dave Ziegler and the superintendent for the dive course, which was a fully private course on the resort at barefoot. And he offered me the equipment manager job, and sure. But I'd back up. There were some other equipment managers at the main facility.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did that for a year, and then my ex-wife now, she got accepted to the University of Nebraska to get her master's in fine arts, and so we moved here. And just luckily, it was probably a week before we left. What's his name? One of the owners from Rebels Turf and Tractor, John Deere place out there.
Okay.
Came in and DZ goes, this guy's getting ready to leave me. You got someone to replace him with? And he's like, where'd you go? And so he's like, oh, I know Don Van Allen out there for turf and irrigation. Let me give him a call. I think he just opened up out of the store in Omaha, actually. And so I came out here, and I did not want to do a dealership job. So I tried every golf course in the area trying to get a job. And apparently there's kind of a close knit thing here in Lincoln, Nebraska, where like, you know, either just whatever, dime a dozen. So I went ahead and ended up taking that job, and I did mobile equipment technician for John Deere for 3 years.
Oh, okay.
And it was awesome. Like I had no idea how much I would learn doing that. And like I've heard podcasts talking about it is 3 years as a mobile equipment technician is 10 years in a golf easily.
Well, you already answered my question, because my question was, how much did you learn in that time? But yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I learned all about how to rebuild a diesel engine at school. But then when you're doing that in person, you got to remember where to put the spring on the injector pump, and you got to just all the little tiny things. You all just take pictures of it and like go back for your memory. No, so when I was doing that, John Mikovit, he worked for Big Bear, and he'd gone over to John Deere, but this Big Bear went out of business, and he was awesome. He was my service manager, and he just, that one's kind of sent some problems. Let's take a look at it. He helped me diagnose it, and then he's like, tear it down. I'm right here. Okay, let's see how that goes. And so I was their engine guy, and I was their mobile equipment technician. And if they were having a problem with what we had a guy that I taught him how to grind reels, and then he took that over. So the problem with that, I come over like, it won't cut the middle, it'll cut on the edges. Like I tighten it down, time. What's going on?
Yeah.
And so it was, I don't know, it was really good. But
So you had kind of some split time where you were on the road some and in the shop some?
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
it's
that's
a big
good
market
too.
out here.
Yeah.
But I so I had a piece of equipment to pick up. I would drive out, but I had like a route where I'd go hit different golf courses and try to sell service. And so the service salesman as well. So yeah, I'd meet everybody, see all the different shops, and it was awesome. The people were nice, and it was a lot of like, well, you're John Deere. Look at this green team 4 over here. Like, sure. Yeah, throw it on the trailer. I don't know. I can't fix it right here. Throw it on the trailer. Get the service out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, John Mikovic being with Big Bear, big dealer for 20, 30 years, he could just look at it almost. I mean, he's just smart, almost smart dude. Yeah, so I did that for 3 years, and then I've seen some steps in there. I was working on some fairway mowers at Firethorn, place here, and Scott Wilkie, he's now the ground master, superintendent at the time. He's like, Ben Messerly over at the country club, the equipment manager over there just retired. Been there for 50 years. I don't know if I've ever had a different equipment manager.
Wow.
And I was like, I'll look into it. And so I got my resume together and rolled up in at the time I had a 79 Mercedes diesel and just pulled right up in there. And I think they were just like, that's our guy.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, I was commuting my 79 Mercedes diesel back and forth to Omaha from Lincoln. An hour commute.
Wow.
Top speed of 60 miles an hour. I loved it. Comfortable.
Yeah.
Good gas mileage. So yeah, I started with Country Club Lake in 2008.
Okay.
And April of 2008, and I worked for Ben Messerly. He's not in the field anymore. He's doing something else. But and then 3 years after I started the Country Club, Ryan Krings, my boss now, he started, and he's awesome, supportive. Just he was at his previous course down at our village where Brian's at. Actually, my boss built a golf course where Brian's at.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. And he was superintendent for like 10, 15 years after they opened it. And so I did all the fabrication, all the heavy mechanic work down there. So he was constantly over my shoulder for the first couple of years. And now it's just like, you gotta do that? All right. I mean, because I'll come talk to her, like, I think I overthought this. What do you think? And it'll be like, yeah, it doesn't need to be that heavy. It doesn't need to be that whatever. And so we'll find a middle ground.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a problem that I know I struggle with it, and it sounds like from your story you struggle with it. Do you think a lot of golf course technicians or equipment managers struggle with over engineering things
Oh my God, yes.
because of all the stuff we see on the golf course? Or like, this is unbreakable.
Why is there bulletproof plating on this? You never know.
Yeah,
You never know.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. No, I just re-engineered a blower from, I think, 26, or Toro blower from early mid-90s, and put belts on it and went from chain to belt. And I didn't have the alignment quite right, so it burned the belt up just within 2 days. And like, Ryan, can we just buy a new blower? And so I got him a price on it. Actually, it showed up the day you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it.
Yeah. And I think it's amazing. He's like, don't fix it. Don't mess with it. We're just going to buy another one of those next year.
Yeah. Well, good deal.
But yeah, no, I've been there for 15 years now, going 16 years in April.
Awesome.
And I love it. It's a good job. And I had for me through some life changes and where they've been there riding. And it's been there. It's well.
Yeah. And I think, I've said it a bunch of times. I mean, we do end up spending more time with our coworkers than we do with our family a lot of times, especially in the busy season and so much going on. So if you don't get along with your coworkers, that makes life a whole lot not
Yeah.
fun.
And you come home with a crap mood too. And you don't, and it just, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll still come home with a crap mood sometimes, but that's why I got the routine of sitting in the driveway for a minute. Like, all right, got to turn on husband and dad mode. Just gotta get
Right.
my
Right.
head in that space.
Well,
Yeah.
tell us what your least favorite part of the job is.
Oh, well, so I want to phrase this properly. It's seasonal help, but I mean, I love seasonal help in that because you always have the opportunity, opportunity of finding a new kid that's interested in what you're doing in the shop
Mm-hmm.
and asking questions, and you get to meet all sorts of different people. Like, usually, about half high school students have college students and a turf student or two, but it's that sitting there watching them, and you know they're gonna scout 2 feet into the collar, and you know they're gonna just do all the new kid mistakes, leave the transport wheels on and call you and say he's not motor right, and forget how to start it because they didn't turn it on or whatever. You
Yeah.
gotta go out
Yeah.
there and
Yeah.
put the switch on for them. That is my least favorite part of it. And in the same manner, it's also that's where you get to meet the new people. You get to bring the new people into the business and
Mm-hmm.
get them interested and excited about it. I had a turf student today. So in the winter, I take on a project. Right now, we're going to hire 50 hire set bunch of technicals. And so I'll be working on that project, but I have my other guys, they're changing oil and I have a long list of like what I want them to look at, belts and hoses, and I'll go take a look at it whenever they pull up a new piece.
Mm-hmm.
But I walked by him and he was pulling battery cables off because I have him clean them every time.
Yeah.
And I had told him how to do it. One of the other assistants had. I was like, what made you pull that negative off first? And he's like, I don't know. That's the way you do it. I was like, well, who told you that? And he's like, I don't know. And I was like, well, good job. That's the way you do it. I mean, the other way is
Yeah.
cheating, but yes, no, I was just one of the guys. I didn't really get to talk too much through the season, but when we get to that in the winter, get together a little better. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And I've thought about this, several times. I, I don't think people like you and me that are our age in our mid 40s, I don't think a lot of us realize how much we're impacting the younger generation that works at the golf course with us, because like you said, high school kids, college kids. And I, when I look back, when I was their age, at working at the golf course, I know who I looked up to, the superintendent and the mechanic, and I learned so much from both of them.
yeah,
And my other coworkers too that were older, but especially them because they were 20 years older than me
yeah,
and had,
yeah.
that much more knowledge. So it is a great opportunity, but it can be frustrating at times.
Yes, it can. It can. But and you just didn't know. I mean, the grass is going to grow back. It's not a big deal. They always try to make green bigger by doing the cleanup out 6 inches from where it should be.
Hmm.
And I mean, it's just going to happen. You just got to let it happen, give them the space, and then build them up and not break them down. Just build them up and be like, yeah, no, you're not the first one. I'll be the last.
That's
Let's
right.
just you're on cleanup cut in 6 inches. We're good.
Hmm.
It isn't very consistent 6 inches. Good job. But
Right. Well, what's your favorite tool?
so I know something else is said on here, but man, so when I started this job at the country club, we had 4 GA 24s. Have you worked on this bunch?
Not a whole lot. I'm
Oh
familiar with what
God.
you're talking about, and I've heard so many nightmare stories
Really,
lately.
for the time, they were a great machine, but they're so slow and these were so old. And so my first, probably 2 airification worth thermostats. And then we got the Procore 648.
Hmm.
And the stress of airification just evaporated. I mean, yeah, you got to put sand down, you got to drag it all in, you got to get the excess sand off.
Hmm.
But just I wasn't out there running circles trying to make sure I had 4 GA24s going all at once.
Right.
And generally it wasn't. There was one, and then I was taking parts off of that one and keeping the other 3 going. But yeah, when those things went on the scrap pile, I was so happy. But yeah, so I'd say the Pro Core 648 is just, it's just made my life on the golf course so much easier. And then
yeah, for sure.
actual like tool, I had this little, like an 8-ounce, 10-ounce ball peen hammer that it's always on the bench for me. Perfect for center punch or just tapping a bolt to knock it loose or to jar it loose or tap the flats on a hydraulic line to kind of break that corrosion loose. But it's always right there, right within hands reach.
Okay.
If I can't find it, I can find it.
No, that's awesome. Is it any special brand?
It's the one that was there.
Okay.
It was like just a little hammer. I like this one.
Yeah.
It's on that side since.
That's awesome. No, that's good stuff. I'm trying to remember how much it weighs, but a guy that he was a mechanic his whole career, life, whatever, and he worked for me for a few years in the shop. And he had a small ball peen hammer like that. Yeah, and I don't remember if it was 8, 10 ounces, and he just loved it. And I'm like, what is the big deal about this little bitty hammer, but I started using it, and I'm like, this thing is super handy for a lot of things. So
It's just
I ended up buying one.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's just a
'Cause I'm
nice
a tall
shop.
junkie.
Hammers, yeah. No, I like just taking the bolts loose on a Red Max reciprocator. Those stupid little bolts inside it's perfect for that. And I mean, usually I just use heat on that too because they're locked them all in place because they just come out. But yeah, no, it's well tool.
Well, what do you do to relax or find your balance?
So I don't get to work on it much, but I have a international scout that my dad gave me.
Awesome.
And
what color?
And I love it. With that,
What color?
it's camo. So spray
that's
painted
all
with
right.
camo.
That's all cool.
But it's from Southern California. It's got some rust, but it's not too bad. The 345 engine, it runs great. The transmission slips like crazy, but I'll rebuild it. I mean, eventually, I just actually, my kids and I took a trip out to Colorado. We went and saw a Broncos game. And it was almost like go pick up a roll cage for that thing.
Oh, okay.
So I put back seat into it for him. But yeah, then we took a little mini vacation and I got a roll cage that I got to hold together and install. But I just don't go on time. I got 4 kids, 7, 11, and 18. Actually 18.
Oh, wow.
Just turned 18
Okay.
yesterday.
Awesome. Well, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell her.
Well, yeah, I had my oldest daughter just turned 19 on the 11th.
Oh,
So,
nice.
Yeah, last Monday. So yeah, they grow up quick. Everybody tells you that and you don't believe it, but it's so true.
No, so I'm starting like doing this whole, like the last 5 years of my life, I've been really thinking more about me and my kids and how I want to be. And so I've been just reading more about it. But you've lost, what is it? 80% of the time with your kids by the time they're 12 years old. And then you lose more by the time they turn. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, like, kind of just, I don't know, can't see them for the back end because it's all happening right now.
Yeah. No, that puts it in perspective when you think about it. Like,
it does. I wish I was better at it, but I'm working on it. I want to be.
Well, right. That's where it starts, I think, is awareness and moving in the right direction.
What I love about Task Tracker is they're constantly innovating and listening to their users. They've added dozens of updates to make our job easier. One new feature is the ability to upload manuals to the equipment. All you have to do is scan the equipment QR code and you have the manual and all other information at the tip of your fingers. You can even create links to those manuals in the work orders, and it goes directly to the page that you need. Make your life a lot easier and check them out at asbtasktracker.com. Let's get back to the episode.
What's been your biggest challenge to date?
It's a challenge. So I I'm going to say mental health, honestly.
Okay.
I went through, it wasn't a messy divorce. There was an out of the blue divorce to me.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as work goes, and I just keep that because I want to talk about more later.
Yeah.
But as far as work goes, like I couldn't function at work, and just be able to have a boss that go talk to and be like, I got this going on at home. He's like, don't worry about it, man. Just are the mowers coming? Great. Don't worry about the other stuff. Just get out of here. I mean, don't worry about it.
That's so cool, though.
Fine, it's supposed to be better.
Yeah.
And ours needs to be terrible and barely make it to lunch, but it was a rough go for a while there.
Yeah.
And so the struggle was just honestly, it's just kind of getting out of your own way because everything that was happening in my life, I couldn't control at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And
But it was really awesome that your boss was so supportive and understanding of that. And that's huge. That goes a long way.
yeah, I mean, it's still the club, honestly. I mean,
Yeah. Well, yeah. So we'll touch on more of that later. What's the strangest thing you've seen at work?
so I was when I was working at Minor Park Golf Course in Kansas City. This person claimed they had 5 years experience working on a golf course. And so within a week, having them on the golf course, we told them go out and weed eat around greens, trees, bunker. I mean, trees, not bunkers, but anything tall. And so I get sent out to go check on this person. That they are weeding the edge from the grade surface to the collar. They're weeding that 1/2-inch edge right there for some reason. Yeah. That person did not last long.
Yeah.
But
5 years experience.
Yeah, 5 years experience, weed around greens. Seems like a pretty simple concept, but
Well, he was weed eating around grades.
But so I got another one on that, and it's more of a juxtaposition of the just weirdness. So when I was at Springfield Golf Club, I was my for the help Bill. I was the assistant there, and I'd go change 9 cups and come into the cafe and order my breakfast. And one time it came in, it just nobody's paying attention to me, and they're like, "Hey, can I get my breakfast?" I get out there, and they're all staring at TV, and that was this 9/11.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was just so I'm sitting there and 10, 15 minutes into watching that and eat my breakfast, the second plane hits. It's just like, what the hell is going on here? And then my boss gave me like 5 minutes with that, and he's like, "Don't you have cups to change?" All right, well, I guess I do.
Wow.
It shows that going, I suppose, but yeah, no, it's just weird. It just like I'm out changing cups, but this massive event is going on over here. I still have to do this. It didn't matter. The cups get changed every day. Yeah, so that's crazy. That's weird.
Well, do you have a mentor in the industry?
Got a few. So okay, I'll say, I mean, John Minkovic, because I'm gonna go first. Ben Pickney from HTC. He just kind of turned into like the dude went in wearing penny loafers and a tie and a white shirt to teach us how to manage equipment. And I mean, he put on his Dr. knee-length lab coat every time he got into the shop, but he just turned it into something like, oh, I can look like that guy. I want to look like that guy. I want to be that guy. Professional. And so just everything he taught you, like he brought it down to like how it matters to you, not just in out in space thought, but like how can't go to like just pressure inside of a hydrostatic loop or whatever, like how it would go to the ground, like how that would go forward. He was just really good at explaining that. And yeah, just a good rollout, just professional. And then from there, the next guy I ran into was John Minkovic, which I already mentioned. And he took all of that stuff that Ben taught me about and put it in the field.
Okay.
And put it on a tractor, putting on and cutting units. I
Mhm.
mean, like he really tied a lot together for me. Like I said, 3 years there, like I learned 10 years worth of stuff.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, no, that dude was awesome. And then after that, I ended up sitting at boss, right? Just being able to come to him with, I mean, personal problems
Mhm.
or just swing his door and be like, I'm certain I'm overthinking this. Can you come help me out?
Yeah.
Come out and like, yeah, you are, man.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. I don't need to be that fancy.
Mhm. No, it's always good to
Yeah,
have somebody like that to bounce ideas off of, and two brains are better than
yeah.
one. All those things.
He's quite the fabricator himself. I mean, he loves working with wood, and he's doing that constantly. Like anytime there's a wood project, well, you saw our wood shop. I mean, he decked out that whole,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, the yeah. No, he's awesome.
What would be your dream job or opportunity?
I don't know. There's been talk, and I wouldn't mind working into where I have an assistant equipment manager in my shop,
Mhm.
and I'm the director of building maintenance
Yeah.
for the property.
Mhm.
I'd like to see that happen. I know something like that's going to require more of my time.
Mhm.
So once my kids get a little older, I'll look for it a little more.
I don't.
And
Do y'all maintain your golf fleet too? Is that part of
what's
your?
that?
Do you maintain the golf fleet for the
Oh no,
golfers, those carts or anything?
those are all leased and they get a service contract with it, which I'm very happy about.
Yeah, I mean,
That
our
was
club's the same way, and I'm not arguing. I'm just thinking,
yeah, no,
logistically, and how do you create more work for yourself?
yeah. And in a sense, I would love to be able to, yeah, just like come in and check on the guy, make sure reels are staying sharp, blades are getting changed, and then just go up and like, that AC needs to be fixed and fix it or call in whoever needs to do it.
Mm.
Just a little more, put a tie on since I'm being a clubhouse, just something a little more professional.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
And I know Skip Hines is doing it. I don't know too many others that are doing that. And talking to Skip, he was not advocating that anybody else do it for
oh
his
yeah,
situation. You just it all depends on
he's
kind
got
of who you're.
a,
Yeah, I mean, he's got a really big deal
yeah,
there, and I was asked to do it at my club, and I turned it down just because I didn't want to get tied up with all the food and beverage operations and
yeah.
overseeing fixing ovens.
Well, see, and that's where I could see, like you always talking about task trackers being a thing. It has that freezer has a QR code on it. They make up an invoice, it pops right to you. And, I mean, like if I was doing something like that, I would like implement task tracker.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But right
yeah.
now in my golf course, I mean, like it's small enough that I mean, I have 3 fairway mowers and I talk to the guys when they go out and I talk to them when they come in.
Hmm.
And if they make weirdest noise, they let me know. I mean, I got a really good crew. But when you get into something like that where you don't even know half the people that are coming in,
Yeah.
you have to have a way to do that.
Hmm.
I mean, just
No, that's a really good
just to,
idea there. What technician would you like to work with for a day?
so I don't know. I put a lot of thought into that. So there's the Greg Dinger. I don't know if you've ever heard of
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yep.
Yeah, I've talked to him a few times on the phone and through IGCMA and developments and seems like a solid dude and never got to meet him in person.
Okay,
And yeah, I'd meet that guy.
awesome.
Go beer with him.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, really wanted his Harley he sold probably 10 years ago. Dang it.
Could work that out.
Didn't work it out, not at the time.
Well, what do you know now you wish you'd known on day one?
So I've changed a lot of this in my 15 years there, but being approaching,
Mm.
not being the angry faced mechanic, like I've heard you say,
Hmm.
so I feel like when I first started there, I wanted to be everybody's buddy. And then that turned into everybody wanted me to fix their car
Hmm.
or playing practical jokes or whatever. And so I probably went too far the other way and just like, no, shut it down.
Hmm.
And so no, I'm doing a good job of finding a happy medium in there. Like if somebody comes through with a problem with their car, I'll talk to them about it. But like, I don't have time to work on it for you, straight up. But so yeah, and then I'm struggling with that finding that middle of the road of just how to be professional doing my job where I can't have you guys' car in the shop. I mean, I'll bring mine in there, but
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
but
it is a struggle because especially our nature, you want to help people, but if we helped everybody that asked for help, we'd never have time to
oh
help
man,
ourselves do
yeah,
anything.
yeah. And it's I mean, there's been kids through the years that they're like, if I come in, can you just kind of show me?
Mhm.
I'll take the second half of the day off, and I can just yeah, let's do that. I will definitely do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, because then they're interested, not just like, can I pay you $50 or can I buy you a six? Oh,
Right, right.
yeah, $800.
Yeah, yeah,
No.
yeah. I don't I'll tell you this. I might have told this story before. I don't remember. But it was back when I was building sports fields and we had the aeravator. It's made by First Product and it's also a seeder, but we'd use it to aerate. And so I aerated my home lawn and my neighbor comes over. He said, man, and it's 3-point hitch behind the tractor, small yard. He's like, you aerate my yard? And I said, yeah, yeah, I'll do it. And he said, you want a 6-pack or a 12-pack? I'm like, dude, I'm aerating your yard. You can at least give me a 12-pack. I mean,
At
come
least the
on.
12 back. Here's a lot of whiskey.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these companies are charging $100 or more to aerify a yard.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and that's, I mean, I trade, I mean, usually we'll be pretty lax on like the president of the club feeding something down. We'll bring it
Yeah.
in and do
Yeah.
it. And I feel like they understand that when they aren't president, they don't keep doing it because I have had repeat customers as far as that
Oh,
goes.
well, that's good.
Yeah. Now the golfer on the other hand,
Yeah.
he'll
Yeah.
bring in his razor. Can you change oil on this? Sure.
Yeah.
But he's actually, I've worked with quite a few golf pros and he is easily the best. Nick Muller,
Okay.
one of my favorite golfers I've ever worked with.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get ready for tips and tricks.
Let's do some tips and tricks.
All right. So actually today, I was working on her 1500. It's got 500 hours on it. And we were having a problem over the summer with overheating. And I don't know how many people have seen this. I haven't really looked at it to find out, but
What,
it
just
was,
according to Twitter and the WhatsApp group, there's a lot of people that's had issues with this.
oh,
Yeah.
so what I found was that shroud is right under your right foot. If you take that off, the suction comes from the top and not the bottom. It was full of easily 5 pounds of fungus,
Oh,
the
wow.
radiator itself.
Yeah.
And it was disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Pressure washed it out of there, but washed the bugs out of there and then left that off of there. And the problem's gone.
Yeah.
It doesn't suck in. I mean, you're thinking about it. There's tires right there next to it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're driving over all that noise and the tires and the bugs are coming up and it's just being sucked through the engine
Oh, wow. Okay.
and right through the radiator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all I'm going to do is keep that cover off there and build just a expanded metal cover for it. And I'm not going to put it back on. I mean, I know Toro designed it a certain way, but I don't think they were thinking about that as far as that goes.
Yeah.
But the radiator looked perfect. You couldn't, from looking at the front of it, it looked fine. But then you looked at the back and it looked like, I don't know, like somebody been, carving bread or something like just, and it's battered in there. And I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
And so I figured out it was bugs.
Wow.
Just full of bugs.
Huh.
So yeah, that one with the planetary gears on the back of that 58.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, also for our 4500, what I've done is just take PVC pipe and how much to refill the gear oil in it,
Mm-hmm.
PVC pipe, and screw the top off, and it has a little hose that comes up the bottom that goes directly into the bottom of the gearbox. So come out I know this is a audio, but so it would come out the full hole. But I just put enough in there to spin the cap back on, put about 4 pounds of pressure to it, and it just pushes it back in and up and out of the 4 pounds of pressure, and out of that bill hole, and just plug it, and you're done. You don't have to. It takes a little while. It's only 4 pounds of fuel, but
Yeah. So how are you
that's
putting the pressure to 4 pounds?
oh, so I'm just using a regulator with the gauge on it that goes down to like 0 to 15
Yeah.
psi,
Yeah. Okay.
and I think it's like 3 or 4 psi,
Mm-hmm.
and just push it in there nice and slow, and that way you're filling from the bottom, and you're not getting the air bubbles that happen when you fill it from the top.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, that one, and then what? No. Oh, so I don't know. There's probably not many people that use these, but we have Toro 360s, the ones that are like a belly mower,
Mm-hmm.
and the 4-wheel steer, and all of your head of cut comes from the tires.
Okay.
And if one tire is 3 pounds off from the other ones, you're gonna get poor quality cut. So what I started doing was putting tire pressure monitors on those, and so the operator will see, oh, this one's blowing, and they can use that actually to bring it up to 22 psi, which is what I've come to, which is actually over what. Well, we put slips all over rough mowers just because they spin around
Okay.
the
Yep.
slips on rough mowers. Another one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some of the craziest things you've seen. That's
what is that?
some of the craziest things you've seen.
Yeah, but slips,
Slicks.
slips on rough
Yeah.
mowers. But we're so flat. I mean,
Yeah.
and they're all-wheel drive. They'll go anywhere.
No, that's cool. That's a good idea. Yeah. So you just get that off Amazon or something?
Yep. And $30-40 on Amazon, and I did the ones that just spin on top of the valve stem, but next time I buy, I'm gonna get the ones that go on the wheels and just mount it onto the. Well, actually, what I've done is leave it near the machine, so when they're leaving, they can look at it, and if everything's fine, they go.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they'll just mount it on the machine because then they're gonna label it number 074, 075 for the machine number, and they can look at it and know which one it is. But it'd be better just have it right here so they can watch it and watch it through the day. If they see that bad quality of cut, they can look down and like, oh, got a low tire.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that is, I mean, yeah, I'd never even thought about this, but yeah, would that save a lot of flat tires on the course? If you had it on everything?
Yeah,
I mean, maybe it's overkill to put it on everything, but
well, another one I want to put it on is our sprinters, the GoPress sprinters.
well, yeah.
You get a low tire on a sprinter, it does that squeeze and toughen it up in the middle.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna get one.
Yeah. Top dressers.
Top dressers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm liking it, man. I'm liking it. That's awesome. That's good stuff. But yeah, you got any more? Here. Let's keep.
Want to roll? If I would wander around my shop, I'd be like, no, I don't know.
Well, now, yeah.
And then,
Speaking of wandering around your shop, when I was wandering around your shop, and again, we haven't talked about that, but thank you so much for hosting the mechanics thing
awesome.
at your facility. Awesome facility. And I really enjoyed my time there. But when I was running around your shop, the tines and the way you had them in the ammo cans with a tine on top of the ammo can, and I will try to remember and post a picture of it. On Twitter or something, because I thought that was a really good idea. So will you talk about it a little bit?
Oh yeah. So the ammo cans actually came after the tine board that I had made, and the tine board is just like, it has 3 sections on it. One is for like the needle tines, the next one for the quad tines, and the next one is for I can't think what they call it. It has the 10 tine holder for the 648 or the 864.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they're just in those groups, and so those ones the ones that are in those groups go in those specific tines. And the ones that we have, I left 2 extra spaces in case we get new ones. But I just kind of drill some holes in the bore, paint it up nicely, and put on a part number and them to the board. So they can be in the superintendent's office. They can point at it and say, I want that one. And I'll just walk out with it and go grab it off the off the shelf and see if I need to order some or whatever it is. And, but yeah, no, you can look at the tine and look at the tine on the front of the ammo can, and you don't need to do a part number. The part number's on the board, part number's on the ammo can, and then you just sit down and you order it from Midwest Turf and go.
Yeah, no, I love the idea because I don't know how many times I've been in my parts room with my director of agronomy looking through tine bins. So you want this one? You want this one? How about this one? And they'd be like, "Ooh, I like that one." So yeah, having that, on a board like that, yeah. I mean, you can hang it on a wall, put it wherever, put it in his office.
You don't have to be involved in that situation at all anymore. If that board is in there in his office, and he can just kind of look at it, mull over it, go back to the word, look at it again, and he'll just, hey, how many of these do we have? You need to order some? Keep coming.
Yeah.
It takes me out. I don't have to hold it, and I hold just get that. I don't have to be there.
Well, right. We all get it. Yeah. No, that's awesome. Super good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about some mental health challenges that you faced and how you got through it.
So, yeah. So I was married for 19 years, and long story short, just kind of fell out of it, basically. And I was the second one to know. And so I took it really hard. We had our 3 kids, and we adopted all 3 of our kids through foster care. And I had life got in the way, and we just didn't do a good job of being each other's person. And I'm not pointing, we're still friends, and we co-parent great. And yeah, I mean, it was both of us. But in that time, I could say that now, but in the time when all that was happening, I was taking it hard. I felt like I was failing my kids. I was failing my now ex-wife, my family. I'm the guy that's got to always go anywhere and get a job. It's been holding this job for 15 years, get a nice house, and just felt like then all of a sudden, just a gut check. And so, yeah, so she finally was like, I want a divorce. And at the time I was riding my BMW motorcycle and heading home from work, and just everything's heavy in my head. And that scene, did you ever watch Sons of Anarchy?
Yeah, like one time.
Yeah, well, so the last scene where Jax just drives in front of, or not, a semi truck. I had that up in my head for like 5 seconds, and it was, could all be good. They could have my life insurance, and it's all over, and she doesn't have to worry about it anymore. I don't have to worry about it anymore. And then all of a sudden, my head just like, what are you thinking? Yeah. No, your kids are much better with you. I mean, you grew up essentially without a dad. You don't get to do that. Don't do that to your kids. And it was scary. I mean, like it scared me. I mean, just to have that thought and have the ability to just pull me into the front of that truck coming at me. Wow. And I was terrified. So from then I got therapy and was doing, for a while there, therapy twice a week, and went down to once a week, and then changed therapists, and was doing that for a while, but they diagnosed me with depression, and I got on meds for that, and that helped a bit. And then it seemed like once you start fixing one problem, you start noticing another. And so then I started noticing my anxiety. It's just like constantly, I got a weight on my chest at work, at home, like just couldn't function, couldn't breathe. And so then I was diagnosed with anxiety and ADHD. And so they put me on Xanax, not Xanax, Vyvanse, which is like a slow release speed, essentially. And a game changer. Like the first week was like, is this how people feel every day? I mean, like,
oh, wow.
You can just like walk in and you're like, okay, I know I got to do that, but let me get this done over here. Then I'm gonna go do that. Before it would be like, I have this 4 things to do. I need to do right this second. And it was just like, and I would get the like anxiety paralysis, or the, like, you just freeze trying to figure out what to do next. And then, taking that drug, it just kind of opened everything up and the fog away. It just, I don't know, made it basically just asked for help and got it.
Well, I'm gonna
And
call my doctor tomorrow because it sounds like I need some of this drug too.
yeah,
Because I
it
do.
was,
I'm just relating to what you're saying. I just struggle with it so much because I get overwhelmed with so many things that I need to do, and I feel like I need to do them all right now, and I'll go work on this for a second, and then I'll go over here and work on that for a minute,
yes.
and then I go back to this. Yeah, and you're just all over the place, and at the end of the day, you didn't get anything done.
Yeah, no, my best way to explain it after I started feeling that was my zigzag going back and forth till things turned into a swing. You know, it's still doing it because you have to,
Mhm.
but it it took the zigzags out of it and made it a straighter line.
Okay.
And it was just, I don't know, it was eye opening. Like, I mean, you said that, like, why didn't I have that 10 years ago? I mean, didn't
Mhm.
get that. And that's what the doctor said was like, hey, kid, if this helps you, you can't be mad at yourself for not doing something like this 10 years ago. You did not know,
Well, yeah, yeah.
because there's that people get depressed, but like, why didn't my parents do this for me or whatever? But I was just happy to have it now.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Oh, that's awesome. That's
it's,
so good.
yeah, no, I mean, it was, I don't know, the last 10 years, a hell of a journey. I mean,
Mhm.
just mostly like getting out of my own head, understand what I'm saying, all the negative self-talk going on in there.
I don't
Just,
remember if I told this or not, but I'm talking to my therapist and I was talking about trying to, slow down on the negative self-talk. And she said, "Have you ever tried positive talk?" I'm like, "What is that? I've never even heard of that. What is that a
yeah.
thing?
Oh,
I've
wow.
never heard of positive talk.
Yes.
Never once
That's
in my
why I
life."
know it
I
works
mean,
for
it's
me.
like one of those most obvious things. The opposite of negative talk would be positive talk, but yeah, no idea. Never
Yeah.
crossed my mind.
Those work together nicely, but what? What are you talking about? Yeah, no, and that's my therapist, he wants you to, like, relate to, and this gets a little into the weeds or whatever, but, like, would you talk to your kid that way? The way you talk to yourself, would you talk to your kid that way?
Mm,
Would you talk to any other adult that way?
right, right,
And
right.
then, no, why are you doing that to yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah,
It
I've heard similar to that. Yeah, would you tell your best
yeah.
friend that? I mean, yeah, or whatever.
No,
Yeah, and
no, but it's been a journey. I'm super proud of it. And so married last January 16th, so it's coming up,
okay.
our 1 year anniversary,
Mhm.
and to my wife Georgina, and she has been amazing on this journey of, like, because she's been through the same stuff,
Mhm.
and just like, well, helping me understand why I'm doing that to me. Just why are you doing this to you? It's letting me understand why I'm doing this to
Mhm.
me, and not judging for it. Like, why are you gonna crack me? Well, no, sure. Let's talk it out. Awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
then you talk it out. She's no, she's amazing at that. She actually hooked me up with my therapist now, and he was amazing for her, and he just did wonders for me. And
Well, I would
we
like
actually did.
I would like to speak on that for a minute, and not that you're an expert and I'm not an expert, and anybody listening, we're not experts. We're just talking,
No,
just two
yeah,
guys talking about this stuff. But did you struggle to find a therapist that you got along with?
yes. So the first therapist went to, I went to it with my ex-wife, and we went for a while with her, and she was okay. And then she sent us to this other therapist. There was a reason for it. So, like, you do 8 sessions, and at the end of it, you make a decision on whether you're going to stay together or not. And it's
Mhm.
decision therapy. I don't know. I can't think of what it is right. But she was awesome. And I was like, why wasn't the other one like this? I mean, like, I didn't,
Mhm.
it was the first therapist I've ever seen. And then so I stopped going to the first therapist for a long time. And then I met my girlfriend, my wife now, and she was talking about Tom and how we just straight out, like, our heads are a little messed up.
Mhm.
let's just talk about it. And so she talked about her therapist, and we actually, before we even were engaged, we were going to counseling with him just to like understand each other a little better.
Oh, yeah.
Because yeah, I mean, just like, why not? I mean, we're serious about this. We may as well, I mean, take that step. And I'm not opposed to counseling. And yeah, so we went to him for a few sessions, and then just, do you want to just check in by yourself? All by yourself? I was like, I don't want to take your dog away from you. She's like, no, you do.
Yeah.
Nicely. But no, so I've been seeing him since, and but it's awesome because we kind of have the same background as far as traumas, and we also have the same background as far as a therapist to talk us through those things. And so we have the same language to understand each other when we're trying to explain how, like, I'm feeling anxious right now. I don't know what it is, and we can just have a conversation. Awesome.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, how much does that help? Having somebody that gets it.
Yeah, that gets it, and that knows the language that your therapist is using. I mean, it's pretty awesome, and she's amazing. She's a biochemist, and she just like understands turf and pesticides, and she understands golf course, but from a humanitarian point of view. She did a lot of work with sleeping sickness, and these bags that are hermetically sealed with, they have pesticide on the coating outside the bag, so bugs won't get into it. They went into third world countries, gave them these bags so they could store their grain for the season and reuse these bags up to like 5 or 6 years. So they have food, and they're not all history. But she designed those bags.
Wow.
I mean, so it's been
Very cool.
Just crazy. We met on Facebook dating.
That's crazy.
It's just, I mean, the weirdest thing I ever got online was you.
Yeah. No, that's cool though. It's an awesome story. And I mean, we can continue on, but I want to say now, thank you so much for sharing your story. And I know it helps other people.
I mean, that's why I wanted to say it. And that's why I kind of lied to you when I said I forgot. It was just like, I don't know. But then listening to a couple other podcasts, guys were getting into it. Oh, then there was the WhatsApp. The guy was talking about today. He's talking about it's a time of year and that. And I was like, yep, all right, gotta do it.
No, I'm so thankful you did. And I think the more people that do it, the better off. And honestly, I know, I mean, it's just like, for me, I mean, it's almost therapeutic, you telling your story and I'm just receiving it. But I know every time I tell my story, that's therapeutic too. It's just like when you're talking to a therapist, you're telling them your story, your struggle, what you're doing, and they can relate to it. And you don't feel so isolated and alone. And I think, when you do get in a state of depression, you're very isolated and alone.
Yep.
And that's not a good place to be. So anything we can do to get out of that is a good thing.
And just normalize it. You will have problems. That's a human condition. You'll have mental issues. It's a human condition. It's just, for some reason, our brains feed up on us. It's weird. That's simple.
No, thank you so much. That's really good. You want to do some rapid fire?
Sure.
Let's do it. What's your favorite movie?
So I married an axe murderer.
Okay. I hadn't thought about that one in a while.
Yes, I love it. Anytime it comes up, I will sit and watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I swear that head's got its own atmosphere or something like that. It's awesome.
What would be your last meal?
So this is kind of sound cheesy, but when my wife and I first met, she lived block from the Penny Club where I work. And I would go over there at lunchtime and she would make this spaghetti bolognese. I probably ate it 50 times in the 2 years we were dating.
Okay.
So yeah, that her spaghetti bolognese, and then I don't know, a whiskey, and I don't know, just a normal cheesecake, just good cheesecake.
Oh yeah, I love some cheesecake. I love anything sweet, to be honest.
Yeah.
What are you most proud of besides your family? But we can't talk.
Yeah,
I know. I mean, we can talk about,
yeah.
your family too.
Honestly, I mean, my mental health. I mean, like, it's been an uphill struggle for the last 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I had no idea where I was at 5 years ago. It just didn't. I thought I was doing my thing. I thought I was being the man and doing my job, and just I thought I was checking all the boxes, but I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't. I wasn't for my kids, and I wasn't being there for my ex-wife, and honestly, probably wasn't doing a great job of work either.
Mm-hmm.
But just some mental health is what I'm proud of.
That's awesome. Well,
Okay.
congratulations for getting help.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
And yeah, life's hard, and it's easier if we get help.
No, it worked. I'm like, oh man, my head's messing with it. These guys. I've talked to tell them about that. I mean, like it's out there. I mean, like when my therapy day is like, oh, I did some today.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody knows it's not nobody's like, oh, he's crazy. He's got to go see somebody. But
Well, no, and we talked a
and
little
then,
bit, but yeah, before I started recording, and I think it's worth saying again, break the stigma of there's something wrong with you if you need medication, therapy, or you need to work on your mental health. There's nothing wrong with you. You're perfectly normal.
yeah,
And
no,
I really believe the people that don't work on themselves, not willing to grow, they're the ones that really need the most help. And I was there. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not calling anybody out
me
because I was
too.
there for years and years and years. Like, oh, well, everybody else is crazy. I'm fine.
No, me too. I was right there. Yeah, and that's why I don't cover it up. I'm like, and I mean, I talk with guys at work all the time about it. I mean, yeah, it's just honestly,
Mm-hmm.
not afraid to.
Yeah, no, that's
And
awesome. So that's so good.
Yeah.
And that helps so many other people. Well, I could just play this on a loop over and over again. If you're struggling, get help. You
Yes.
know, if you're struggling,
Do
call
it.
me, call you.
Yeah. Just like that. Yeah, call me.
Yeah.
Yes.
And while we're talking about it, yeah, Michael Henderson at Pebble Beach put in the group last night that, yeah, this time of year, holiday season, family, all that stuff,
yes.
people, that you've lost in your life that was close to you and it happened around the holidays. If you need help, just reach out to somebody, whether it's a friend, another family member, or professional help. And there's a suicide prevention hotline. Is it 988? I
Oh,
think
I don't know.
it's 988. We'll check and tag that in the tweet, but I'm pretty sure it's 98. But yeah, if you need help, just reach out. So the suicide and crisis lifeline is 988.
I need
So
it.
anybody that needs help, and it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you can just reach out and talk to somebody about what you're struggling with.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's easier. I mean, my opinion, it's easier to talk to a total stranger than it would be a close family member, especially when you
Yeah, I've heard people that,
start out.
yeah, that like that online counseling too. I mean, because you don't have to be in an office, you don't have to be in stuffy, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just tap it out, talk it out, whatever. But yeah, definitely, you're not alone. You're not alone at all. You're not the only one having those people.
Right. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Mark, so much for coming on, being a guest. I'm so glad that you shared all your story, your turf story, and your mental health story. Tell the listeners how they can get a hold of you.
So I am on Twitter at BMW K12RS. That's my handle. And then, I don't know, Mark Thomas on Facebook at Nebraska. And email is mthomas, MTHOMAS at ccl.cc.
Awesome.
And phone number and blood type.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for listening to the Real Turf Techs podcast. I hope you learned something today. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have any topics you would like to discuss or you'd like to be a guest, find us on Twitter at Real Turf Techs. See you, bye. Welcome to the Real Turf Techs podcast for the technician that wants to get real. Follow along as we talk to industry professionals and address hot topics that we all face. Along the way, we'll learn tips and tricks. I'm your host, Trent Manning. Let's have some fun.